We're fine. It's been crazy lately, though. Last week, this tornado just crashed through my entire neighborhood. Everything went dark. We had, no electricity, nothing. All of my classes are online, and that's why it's really difficult to keep up with everything. But I think God calls me in the midst of all of this chaos and noise and, I don't know, everything. But he doesn't compete for just my attention. He competes for my heart. That's why I need to spend time with him in the quiet. And it's so interesting to me that even though I'm with him in just those quiet moments, experiencing him is not quiet. It's so much more, much greater and fulfilling. And that's the fascinating thing. His power is not just bound to those quiet moments, but they give me the trust and strength that I need every day.
In the heart of Americas stands the Inter-American Division. It is comprised of all of Central America, the northern parts of South America, and the islands of the Caribbean Sea. What a great diversity fills each corner of this region. Flora, fauna, culture. The strength of our church in this territory is its 3,681,066 members filled with faith, hope, and courage. Our doors are always open. Meeting in 23,319 churches and congregations, large, small, outdoors, or online. It's amazing to know that God is present in each one of them. The Inter-American Division is comprised of 24 unions, divided into 156 local conferences. We spread the message through various means, including the 35 hospitals and clinics across the territory. In its 14 universities, many young people are trained daily to serve God in different professional fields. One theological seminar prepares pastors to serve the church membership and preach the gospel across Inter-America. This is a territory with millions of school-aged children. 790 primary and secondary schools deliver Adventist Christian education to 145,596 students through the dedicated labor of 9,879 teachers committed to serving God and humanity. 9 centers of influence work with creative ideas of evangelism to target various people groups. The gospel also travels by air and the internet. Messages of hope are shared 24/7 through television programs produced in 3 languages and through broadcast by more than 90 radio stations. The Inter-American Division is this and more. Every day, our church works to preach the gospel to more than 307 million residents across its territory.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Defining Your Health. I'm your host, Tracy Lewis, and I just want to thank our viewers once more, those of you on Facebook, on YouTube, if you're watching us live on Channel 98. Thank you for being with us. We've been receiving a lot of support, and the ATN family is grateful. This morning, we have a lovely set of guests with us. From the Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute. Our topic this morning is Youth Vocational Development. And we're still in the Youth Week of Prayer. We just celebrated Global Youth Day, and so we want to focus and take some time to talk about what's happening at Tubal as it relates to lifestyle well-being, spiritual, mental, physical well-being. So I have on set Mr. Bailey. He is the director of the Tubal Training Vocational Institute. You want to introduce yourself, Mr. Bailey? Tell us how you're feeling this morning.
Morning, morning, viewers. My name is Mr. Lyndon Joseph Bailey. I'm the director of Tubal Trade and Vocational Institute, which opened its door in 2001.
All right.
We are here to serve the youths.
Amen. Amen. All right. We're here to serve the youths, and we have a youth on set. We have a student with us. Can you introduce yourself?
Good morning. My name is Ruben Garrido, and I am a student from Tubal Trade Vocational Institute. I am an electrical student.
All right. Ruben, are you nervous?
Yes.
And there's no need to be nervous this morning. We're glad to have you here. You know, as Mr. Bailey said, Tubal opened its door in 2001. That's a little over 20 years ago. You know, you want to tell us about the inspiration behind establishing this vocational institute, Mr. Bailey?
Well, 20 years ago, we see the need that we had a lot of students that are out of school, and they were getting themselves in mischief in Belize City. And I said to my wife that we should open a vocational school to teach these young students a trade. And so we started it. It was tough, but we get it off the ground. I remember driving up to Biscayne, where the president, Pastor Dennis Lusher, lives, asking him to help me to name the school, because I wanted the name to reflect something, a name from the Bible. And he, as a Bible scholar, said, "Why don't you name it Tubal Trade?" Tubal. The Tubal gets its name from Pastor Dennis Lusher, but it's a Bible name. If you look it up in Genesis chapter 4, Tubal Cain was one of the first metal workers.
Right, because there's a family, there's the one that did music, and then there's a family line that did woodwork, that did this vocation. So that's interesting piece of history for you this morning, right?
A lot of people ask me about Tubal. Where did the name come from? Even some pastors. And I said, you know what? It's from Genesis chapter 4. You can read the passage, and then you will see that Tubal Cain was one of the first metal workers in the Bible.
Amen. I love that. And you know, that just speaks very early, Mr. Bailey, to your vision for the school as it relates to making sure that it incorporates that spiritual component. I noticed that your mission, that your motto is fitting souls for service. What did you mean by that? Fitting soul for service. I want to ask Ruben what he understands from it, but what was your intention for that?
Without Jesus, the change will not be made.
Change will not be made.
So we believe that we have to incorporate some Christian principle in these young people first and foremost. No?
Okay.
And so we normally give them, when they start, they give them the devotion.
Oh, you do devotion?
We do devotion, yes, in the morning. Then we teach them how to study the Bible. For the very first time, some of them come to Tubal, they're hearing about Bible. So that's the main focus, because it's we want to use the school as a evangelism field, right?
Oh, right. I love that. When you came to Tubal, when you applied to Tubal, you know that it was a vocational institute, that you're going to learn how to do different woodwork, metal work, different things like that. But did you expect the spiritual component? What were your expectations coming to Tubal?
When they say you are going to study at Tubal, I think that like Tibet or Injok, right?
Okay.
Yeah, just teach you the words and normal things. But I never expect they may have devotion, they teach you God, they teach you every beautiful thing God do in the Bible, from Genesis way to Revelation, they tell we everything here happening in this world.
Wow, and do you enjoy that experience?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you mentioned ITV Orangewood. That means you're coming from very far. Where are you from?
I am from Guinea Grass, Orangewood district.
So you travel every day to come to school?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
I wake up 3 o'clock from morning to catch my bus 4:30 to reach the school. If I miss it, I not catch bus or I will reach late at school, so I won't be on time.
That's a huge sacrifice. But I can tell that there's something happening at Tubal that allows you to make this sacrifice. What department are you a student?
Right now, I am in electrical. When I first come in Atubal, I took construction.
Okay.
Construction is a passion to me. All of my family that mason man and I always found since I 6 years old I there around there. So when I come to Tubal, I tell mama I want to take construction. I want to be like my my ancestors and all of that, right? But after that, one of my teachers when me teach electrical, he say if I no want to learn electrical, I tell her I'm afraid. To be honest, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to get shocked and everything. But they teach me safety
Correct.
rules and how to practice the electrical then. And
The
to
whole
make you no
package.
get shocked, right? And you understand everything and they teach you perfect. And I got no complaint on that.
So far in an electrical program, you're not get shocked yet.
Yes, I don't taste the current.
Remember that taste the current. But you said they include all the safety. You have to learn, right?
Yes.
So
Is you know how I get shocked? Cause I supposed to hook on the correct wire and I hook on the next wire. So I
Okay.
can touch it and I forget which one I hook on and when I can touch it, then I feel which one that is
Yeah.
current.
what's Smiley current? Make her pay attention again now. Thank you for that, Ruben. That sounds like you have a wonderful experience, and I love the work that you're doing, Mr. Bailey. What other programs do you have apart from you said electrical and you did construction in your first 2 years, right?
We have catering and hospitality
Okay.
and carpentry. We have carpentry.
Okay, so catering and hospitality, carpentry, you have the electrical, and then you also have the construction. So after this, you'll not only be able to build the house, but you'll be able to wire it and everything.
Build it and wire it.
Build it and wire it. Lovely.
When we started with computer too, because computer are one of the main subjects. But because we lab gone down, we have to replenish the lab again and then we start again. But we try to make sure that they get a little bit of the computer.
All right, so that's something that we can expect
I
that you'll be
think,
working to revive again in the
Yes.
computer department.
Yes.
All right, lovely. You know, these are all things that we need as young people who don't always have that academic inclination. And you said that you want to inspire. Let me read this vision for you because it's very important and I love it. It says the vision of Tubal is to inspire each youth with the principles of truth, obedience, honor, integrity, and purity. Principles that will make them a positive workforce for the stability and uplifting of society. I think that's perfect. You know, as a vision statement, it has the spiritual, the moral component that you want workers, positive workers who have humility, who have integrity. And I'm wondering, Mr. Bailey, you said that when you started, you noticed that there were certain things happening in society. So this program was specifically to address at-risk youths.
Yes.
You know, so when you started, how many students did you start with?
We started with 9,
Just a handful.
but again we had our chairman, Mr. Judge Brown. I think he was the first chairperson, and he was always reminding us school is a special school because we give students second chance. And we that's stick in our mind that this second chances here we give the students them.
Did you have a second chance?
Well, I wasn't a bad boy. I used to listen to my mommy, so I didn't fall between, no?
Okay.
But I used to strict. My mommy used to strict. Either you go to school or you get your bottom whipped.
So education has always been important for you.
Yes, yes.
You know, how difficult was it? I mean, because I'm not saying you're a regular person, but you had a vision. But you were just a regular man who had, who saw a gap in society, who saw a need. So how did you just move from seeing that there was a need to address this at-risk problem to having, to creating this establishment? Like, how was that the process for you? What did you have?
Well, this, I think that from God. because when we used to go to primary school, the students they used to break up all the benches, and one day I said, you know what, I must find a way how to strap up these benches and stuff like that. Which in my father was a woodworkman, work person. So I guess that must have passed down into me, you know. And then I used to fix up all the benches and desks at the primary school. And that was a big help for the teachers then. So
I noticed in your history that you had to take out a loan. You know, that you had to decide, you and your wife, Miss Laverne, that you're going to make a sacrifice. What type of sacrifice did you have to make?
Well, when I remember I was an elder at Sinai Church, still an elder, but when I brought the church out here and showed them the piece of land that out here was filled with water, and they said that I was getting crazy.
Okay.
Because the vision was too big for them to see. But I saw the vision, and I said, you know what? In fact, I was one day on the radio. I heard about a guy that he wanted to do a project, and he started to sell peanuts.
All right.
They didn't have no money, and he started to sell peanuts, and the group started to sell peanuts. I still can remember that, and that man set up a whole foundation after selling peanuts. Well, I was fortunate when I came out here. I had some connections, so he was able to get a loan from DFC for us to set up this structure.
You still have to sell a pickup truck, no?
Yes, I had to sell my new vehicle, and then guys, we're just passing through this earth.
Right. So you traded.
And if you need to, you have to leave an impact when you left, because if you could, no?
I'm glad you said impact, because because you made that sacrifice, many youths can come afterwards now to talk about how that has affected their lives. So I noticed that you all have maybe over 500 students that have graduated who are facing gainful employment. So Ruben, after you did your first year, how did that affect you, being a student at Tobal? What were some of the impacts that it had on your life?
Yeah, like impact, let me say, like
in skills, in terms of values, in terms of practices, new things that you could incorporate into your lifestyle.
When I finished Tobal, a lot of people tell me if I know the trade, they give me a lead try, and they see how I work, how I know the job, how they teach me, and they may like it, and they start hiring me. But I tell her I need to still study to make I know more experience and gain more.
Okay. So that's the skills part. What about certain values or principles that you learn from working, maybe from the teachers, or different attitudes that you have that might have been different if you didn't go to Tobal?
Oh, that you have, like, let me say you're in the work side, you have to be with them and respect their religion and respect their, not if nothing, be honest. Who broke something, they ask, who broke it? And me broke it, be honest. Because you're not going anywhere if you're not honest.
Really, that's spoken from one of your students.
Yeah.
You know, can you think about, like, when you think about the impact, can you trace, since you started in 2001 to now, the impact that Tobal has had in the community here?
When you go into Belize City, so many people hailing us, we can't remember them, but we figure that they're all students. Some of our students have their own company.
Wow.
They even come back to the school to fix up our EAC and stuff like that.
Back.
So they're really progressing in life. Some of them have their family, some of them married, some of them went into the police department, the BDF. So the school is making an impact on the society, you know.
And apart from, them having that livelihood, they can go back. You said some of them are business owners now.
Yes.
I'm sure it has something to do with the crime rate, because the youths that you are targeting are those that, others might have forgotten. That's our team for Global Youth. They are loving the forgotten. These at-risk youths who would have been out there, being influenced by other gang members or not so positive representatives. They're here enrolled in your program. So I'm sure that has an impact on keeping them in a constructive practice, right?
Yes.
So apart from the physical, the improvements in terms of skills. You have a catering, you have a department just for food.
Yes.
What's the health mission or health promotion like was related to that department?
Well, the catering and hospitality program is run by Miss Danine.
Miss Darlene?
Miss Danine.
Darlene, okay.
And she cooks nice food. Nice food. And so she plays a big role because some of these students come from Guinea Grass and they have to wake up early in the morning. And so she has to be here so that she could provide breakfast for them. So she's vital.
And so I'm asking about the food part because, you know, when we come back, I want us to do a little practical and for the ladies to show us what are some of the things that happen in that catering department. So I want you guys to stay tuned so that we can get to that segment right there. When you said that you give people an opportunity, what is the admission process like for young people?
Well, we have about 40 students enrolled.
You have about 40 students enrolled, and the cost?
The cost is like $720 for the month. I mean for the year, sorry.
Okay.
But they have an opportunity where they could pay $40 a month.
Wow, so they have a payment plan.
Yes, a payment
just
plan.
$40 a month.
Yeah, but if a student show up at Tubal door and they don't have any money, we still take them in because that person wants to make a change and wants to make a difference. But the school is about making a difference in these young people's lives.
And that's a soul, like you said, fitting souls for service. You're going to take them as they are and you're going to assist in that transformation process. Not only that, I noticed that you also said that admissions occur year-round. So if I were to apply or I had a son in middle of March right now, you
could bring in your students because those months, even though school is about to close, they can use those months for field out to find out if they really like the program and which are the program they would like to enroll in. So it's like a field out. So when the school year starts, they don't have a feel of what they're going to get into.
Good. You know, I like that because of the nature of the program, it focuses on life skills development as well. And you know, as Ruben mentioned that you learn about respect, you learn about honesty. Do you think, you know, coming out at Tubal, that you're prepared to survive in the real world?
Yes, miss. Because I don't have experience in some works, and they like how I work and my honesty and respect I got today.
That's so important and critical today because sometimes we leave school, we leave educational establishment, we have our education, but the moral component is lacking, and so we cannot offer anything in terms of a moral commitment to these business places. You have students who are not, I mean, you all know that you can go to a government office and they have no patience with you. Maybe they even speak to you in certain kinds of way, but then when you leave Tubal, you leave with this humility. And I love Ruben. I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, but he's so humble. He's sitting right here beside me. He's so humble and respectful, you know, and I think that's important to have to survive in this real world, because you might not have everything. You might not have a big master's, doctorate degree, but you know how to work hard. You know how to respect people. You know how to make an honest living, well-mannered, and these are the things that are important, right?
We try our best to let them understand that you're living in a real world, and out there, like dog eat dog out there. So you have to make sure that you present yourself in a way that the boss will accept you. They will see a different in you than those that are out there in the world trying to apply for a job. You're coming from Tubal, we try to teach you as much as possible. We try to give you as much as possible that you could fit in when you go out there.
And you said two things, because you also tell them that it's a real world out there, so you have to come with skills and talent. You can't just do anything and expect, because you have the spiritual part, God will provide, but you also have to be excellent in what you do as well, right?
Yeah.
Right. So how
with Tuval, if you see these young people, how they perform in their classroom, because we try to give them hands-on training. The school is about 30% theory and 70% practical.
Okay.
Because in today's time, the teaching system needs to change. Because students don't want to come in and sit down and listen to somebody lecture all day, and they get boring, out of sleep. And that is not enjoyable for them. But when you allow them to connect a switch, connect a light, you could see them light up because they are working with their hands. Even though they have to still use their brains, they're working with their hands, and when they light that bill, when they connect the light the right way and see it light up or switch on, it's like something switch on in there. So it's exciting.
It's exciting. You're catering to a different set of students, and so I have to ask you, Ruben, why would you encourage students, other students, or a young man or a young lady watching this program? How would you encourage them to join and to receive a vocational education?
I would tell her the best thing to do that take care always pues we plan to do help people, right? Because not everything you do you charge and charge. You try to help people too, because you have to see the community, not too rich and anything. So we have to try help people to make them help we.
I love that.
You know what? I'm proud because when I go in and see the young boy when I never known how to do the electrical connecting wires, I get cold see because I said, what? My plan is working. My vision is working. Right? It's not easy. Because it's not easy. It takes a lot of money.
It takes a lot of money to start up, and it takes a lot of money to continue to run it. And so I want to ask you that, you share with our viewers, how can they get in contact with you at Tubal? How can they enroll their students and ask about the cost and different questions that they might have?
Well, Tubal is situated at 10.25 miles. And we have an office that open from 8 o'clock until about 3.
Right.
You could call in anytime and ask for Miss Lynelli Bailey. She's the principal. Or Miss Laverne Bailey. And then you could, I think we have our what you call it?
I know you have your contact information here, your phone number. You can call the secretary, the office at 613-2245, and then you also have the landline 225-3944.
And then we have an application online.
All right. Where would I go to find the application
have to
online?
go to
Facebook?
tubalvocational@yahoo.com.
Okay. All right. So the information is there, and we posted the number so you all can ask and become a part of this work that Ms. Abela
we have
is
a
doing.
website.
So if you type it in, you'll find the website as well, where you can see the different departments work that you all are doing. Ms. Abela, I'm so proud. I'm so proud that you are able to. It's not anybody that can just see a need, want to fill it, and not become lost, like in terms of just profit, like Ruben stated. And I think that some of the things he could not have learned that if it was not being shared at Tubal, that you also have to give back to your community. You can't see your community not going anywhere, and you have a skill and a way to contribute, right?
And it's need to mention that it's not only Mr. Bailey, it's like a team.
Okay.
Because we have the Ministry of Education. Without them, it would have been hard for us. They give us a grant every month, so we could pay our teachers.
Beautiful.
So that's a big ease on us, right? So we want to give thanks
to the Ministry of Education as well.
Yes.
Teamwork makes the dream work. Our viewers, I'm so glad you're able to join us this morning. Please leave your questions below. I love topics about you vocational resources, because I know I went to school and I did this and I did that, but I would have loved to take a little catering class or at least sewing class, because I sew my own stuff, you know, and I'm still learning the cooking thing. I don't think I will ever arrive. There's always something to learn. So when we come back, I'm excited. Please stay tuned. We're going to ask some students from the catering department to join us, and they'll be doing a special presentation for us this morning. So thank you so far for watching Defining Your Health. We'll be right back.
Now more than ever, people need a source of hope. The news constantly reminds us how dark this world is becoming. Being drowned in stories of pain and suffering increases our need to find inner peace and stability. But oftentimes, when seeking hope in the wrong places, people become frustrated when that source doesn't provide the reassurance they so deeply need. There is only one true place to find an everlasting source of hope that can soothe the heart. God, our Heavenly Father. When you stop looking to things of this world as your source for inner peace and start looking to Him, everything changes. Your life becomes more meaningful. As you start seeing God's presence changing your own life, you become a living example of what He can do in other people's lives. Surely, God's everlasting hope is too amazing to not be shared. So share your story with your friends, family, and people around you. Embrace the call to be His messenger and expand His kingdom. Even though we are facing extremely difficult times, most of us are blessed to have free speech. We must exercise this privilege for our brothers and sisters who are unable to do so. Imagine how difficult it must be to have knowledge with the potential to change one's life forever in a context where sharing it with your neighbor could result in your death. That is why we must be messengers in the places where we can do it. I would like to invite you to answer God's call today. No one can answer it on your behalf. You must be the one who chooses to live this life and accept this mission. And if you are willing to answer that call, you must know that your life will be changed forever. Isn't this the time for you to become a messenger for the final hope?
The whole purpose of this book, it's not that long, it's a missionary book. And if you've got some friends somewhere and you would like to let them know, what is it about you, Adventist? And I imagine many of you, in your own way, love this message, love the Lord of the message as well, and your desire is to share it with others. And through the grace of God, I hope my humble efforts, this book will be a tool that you can use to help share with others the truths that mean so much to us, and that I think are, in this day and age, if people ever needed some answers and some hope, we've got it in the Three Angels message, and I believe this little book will help share with others what we love so much.
Yes, it will be difficult, but for those who accept the mission of becoming God's messengers, I can assure you that there is no more noble and rewarding way to live. Are you ready to answer the call to be His messenger? Now is the time.
Salut à vous tous. Cette vidéo s'adresse à vous, que vous puissiez entendre la mer et puis votre besoin.
Si lo que más te gusta es pasar tiempo con tu familia.
Or whether you work in skyscraper in a big city.
L'ultime expérience peut être arrivée à chaque fois.
Y tú estás en el lugar correcto para entregarla.
This year, the entire Inter-American Division will join together to make an international impact throughout our territory.
Parce que peu importe ce que vous portez.
What language you speak.
¿A dónde viva? Hay alguien cerca de ti que necesita esperanza definitiva.
Delicious. Get ready to deliver the missionary book with Final Hope this April 10. Inter-America meets you.
The final hope. Yes.
You might be asking, who are Seventh-day Adventists? Commonly known as Adventists, we are a Christian movement established in 1863. We have 28 fundamental beliefs and more than 20 million members. We also observe the seventh-day Sabbath. Worldwide, we have more than 162,000 congregations. We serve countless communities with our education institutions, with 2 million students. And 198 hospitals around the world. And it's all because we love Jesus.
Welcome back to Defining Your Health. This morning we were talking about youth vocational development, right? So we had an interview with Miss Ellen Daly, the director of the Tobal Trade and Vocational Institute. We had Ruben, a student, with us, and it was a lovely introduction and a brief history this morning. But we're here with this lovely arrangement because we want to get into practical component, right? Which is something that institution offers. So with me is the director of the Catering and Hospitality Department. Please introduce yourself, Ms. D.
Good morning. My name is Miss Danine Livet, and I'm the hospitality catering teacher at the Tobal Vocational Trade School.
Right. And you have some students?
Yes. I have with me Miss Hannah Brown, and I have Mr. Jalil Reed.
All right. So it's good to have you on set with us, guys. We'd love to see some of the things that you can put into practice that you've learned in the program. But Ms. Danine, I wanted to ask you to share with me a little bit about how the program is arranged or set up. So you have Hannah, you have JJ. When they come in and they enroll in this program, what's one of the first things that they do, or what? How is the program set up? You have learning in the morning, you read, you write, or you every afternoon it's teaching. It's practical. What is the setup like?
Okay, the program is set in two ways. We have practical and theory.
Right.
For me, I feel comfortable doing the practical mostly in the morning because I have snack and lunch to prepare. So I put my students to assist me with the snack and the lunch, and by that, I have a grade system whereby I grade them, right? And when it comes to the theory part, I tend to do that in the afternoon where they're relaxed and their brains are functioning in order for them to take in whatever they have learned in the morning in the theory part.
So they have a reference now, an actual practical reference so that they understand the theory. I like that. You know, most time we want to say, do the theory first because that's when the brains are ready. But I think you come excited in the morning and you're able to learn right away. Is it every day that you do a practical?
I do it. I try to do it at least 3 times for the week. Okay. Like Mr. Garida, the student, mentioned that this school is mostly based on practical. Right. And like I tell you, I'm mostly comfortable doing practical, push them, because when they getting them prepared when they go out there, they could have a knowledge of what they're doing, you know?
Exactly. Yeah. And the theoretical component, this is where they learn the different life skills, because it's not just about cooking, you know, that we know that we're supposed to light the stove, we're supposed to do this. Not anybody, but you can take a specific person and they can carry out some of these things. But what does the theory add in terms of practices and values in the catering program?
It contributes a lot to be responsible. Patient. Because if you don't have patience and working in the kitchen, you won't last long. And you have to love the kitchen in order to do what you need to do. I mean, when I cook with love. And whenever you cook with love, it shows in your food. You know?
And the taste.
The taste is very important.
So you cook with love. Right. So I love that they get I always wanted to do a little catering class somewhere. So I'm interested in how it's set up. So they start at what time?
Okay, the students comes in from 8 until 2:33. Okay. And then we also have evening program for adults, which is which is 5:45 in the evening until 7:45 in the night.
Okay, and that's like a certificate program.
Yes, it is. It is. It's I think it's a 1 year, 2 years program in the evenings. And I mean, sorry, 6 months. I'm sorry, 6 months, because their program is 2 years.
Okay.
So it's a 6 months for adults, and they can come in even. And I'm pleading to the public that we need some adults in the evening so that we can keep on running and generating income.
What's the time again?
5:45 until 7:45 in the night.
It's about training vacation. I think I'll have to find time because I love the concept of having that catering skill, that extra, and then you also have the ability to present that with your food handler certificate as well.
Yes, that's very important. And if right now with the COVID situation, we also do online classes if the adults cannot make it in the evening.
For all the programs or the catering program?
For all the programs.
Wow. Okay. And then you all decide and make arrangements for when to come.
Yes, exactly. Perfectly.
Perfect. There's one question I wanted to ask. It slipped me just now because I'm looking at all this this arrangement. But maybe when we get started, I'll remember.
Okay.
So what are we preparing this morning?
Today we're gonna do a grilled pita bread sandwich. It's a healthy sandwich. It contains no meat, and followed by a peanut banana shake.
Peanut banana shake. I've heard about putting peanuts in a shake before, but I'll finally get to taste it today. All right, so the students are washing up. They're getting ready to get started. And you, sis, I don't know what I'm doing here. You are the expert. You walk me through what's going to happen here this morning.
Okay, what we have, you guys are ready? All right, Miss Hannah and Mr. Reed.
All right.
And I just wanted the viewers to know she's the only female I have right now. Oh, I just got a other female, but I would love to see other females stepping up and coming to Tubal, because we are the backbone for the family. Females are the backbone, and we need more females to come and put their life into and doing something very contributing to themselves and to their family.
And the thing is that it doesn't matter how hard life gets. If it's nearing the end of the world, we will always still need to eat. So you'll never be out of a job.
Exactly.
Never be out of a job. So there are gloves up. That's one of the first things I learned, no? Safety, health practices, cleanliness.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. What we have on the table, we have. You guys can come to the front. What we have on the table, we have some freshly cut lettuce. We have some black olives. We have some sliced tomato and sliced onions. And we have some shred carrot, cucumbers, bell peppers, and some cheese. And we have two kind of dressings right now. We have a vinaigrette dressing that's made of extra virgin olive oil. And we have a garlic butter that's made of vegetable butter, not animal butter.
Wow.
And we have what we call here is we call it a pita bread.
Pita bread.
And this pita bread, you can make sandwiches. You could even do a quick pizza out of it. A nice cheese pizza, tomato sauce, and cheese. And you push it in the oven. And 10 minutes, you have a pizza. And you have a real pita sandwich.
Very nice.
I will have Mr. Reed, JJ. He's going to demonstrate how to combine the salad together for us, the vegetable salad. So as JJ, you could start building the salad together. We have this JJ, you can go ahead.
Right.
Into this bowl.
So how long have your students been in this program? While he's going ahead.
You can go ahead, JJ, and just add all the vegetables while I speak. JJ has been here with us a couple months. He's a freshly new started. Okay. But JJ is a very dedicated student, and he's like my little right hand.
Okay.
You know?
Take that serious.
Yeah. And he has shown a big improvement, you know?
Oh, wow.
So he's getting there.
So you don't have you mentioned you have one female.
I have
a lot of males.
Two. It's two female.
Yeah, you have two females. All right.
And we have Miss Hannah. And Miss Hannah is joined with we have another female student who is Miss Kelsey, who just started this week.
Okay. So from the beginning of the semester until now, have you seen more students, or students have actually kind of dropped out due to different reasons?
No, we are seeing more students coming in, and that's a plus for us. So we're very grateful and thankful for that, you know. But just as I mentioned, we would want more females to come and join.
Remember, and you can join anytime throughout the school year. So, so far you mentioned that JJ has been doing a good job, that he's improving. What are some of the ways that you measure improvement, especially when it comes to catering and cooking?
When JJ started, he didn't know how to cut a chicken.
Okay.
And now he's a master of cutting chicken.
Ooh, I need to come. I still not like cut chicken.
He takes like 10 minutes to cut up a chicken.
Wow.
Yeah. And he also is improved. When he came, he didn't know how to knead.
Okay.
So he every day is a constant practice for him to knead that dough. And he's getting it. He's learning it, you know. I see he has all the veg combined.
All right.
So this is the vinaigrette dressing.
Okay.
And this is made up of olive oil and black pepper, brown sugar, and apple cider vinegar.
That's the part I need to write this down, because I want to make my own vinegars. It's black pepper, it's
olive
oil,
brown sugar, apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider, so it's a brown sugar.
Yeah.
I'm missing it.
So we're gonna add this dressing into our salad, and then he's gonna toss this a little bit more for us. And then the last thing he's going to add is the cheese.
Okay.
The cheese is optional. You don't have to add the cheese. If you want, you can add it, but if you don't want, you don't have to add it. Right? And that's finished. And then I'll ask Miss Hannah to come here and assemble the pita bread sandwich.
Okay.
So we have here the brush, and we have here the garlic butter. I'll ask Hannah to just slightly brush the garlic butter and the pita bread.
So no mayonnaise.
No mayo.
And this is a vegetable butter with garlic.
Garlic, fresh garlic and fresh parsley.
I try to get off of this mayonnaise.
Yeah, This is like a nice healthy sandwich for you to eat without the meat.
Is there a specific part of the program that addresses just these vegetarian types, or you'd have throughout the program you will have meat, you have vegetarian, or you just...
Throughout the program we do that. We have food that we cook without meat and food that is cooked with meat.
Because
because it teaches, students, they grow every day, so we try to teach them to be on a healthier side. Because if you notice, children having diabetes, and heart issue problems with all those fried chickens and stuff that they're buying off the street.
Right.
And I always teach my students it's best for them to cook a nice home meal food instead of going purchasing food from a vendor or something like that, which the vendors do need support.
They do.
But they need to learn how to eat healthy.
Correct. I think JJ is almost finished with his salad as well.
Add your cheese now, JJ, to your salad. And then Miss Hannah is almost completed. Brushing on the garlic butter with the...
As I was asking, because at some of the restaurants, they ask for people who have experience with curry, what's the range of the cooking, the different cooking scope that you all touch? Is it just Belizean foods and healthy foods? Or just a basic class, an introductory course?
It's not, I won't say it's not based on basic stuff. I mean, at the beginning, yes, we do. You have to creep before you walk.
That's right.
So these students start doing stuff like kneading. And then when they get that kneading part, then they start to elevate and start doing breads. Then they start to elevate higher and start doing buns. And then eventually they could master that. We do a wide variety of food. I teach Belizean food, Italian, Indian food.
That's what I was checking, because I said when you go on, some of these people want experience in Italian, in Mediterranean, in Indian food. So I'm glad that you all have expanded the scope of just the local food, because that will help them to be more marketable.
Exactly. And yesterday, Hannah did a wonderful curry chicken yesterday. It was very delicious. I was very proud of her.
What do they have opportunities to showcase these things, and for some of the locals in the community to maybe buy from them, so they could maybe help pay their school fees?
What we do, and sometimes we do a monthly food sale, whereby these students get into action. We cook bulks of food like the turkey dinner.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
We recently had a
Yes.
in October and we had promoted it here on ATN. You're absolutely right. What's the next step?
Okay, Hannah is she's going to flip the pita bread over, and then she's going to fill one side with the vegetables. Go ahead, Hannah.
Okay.
You use the 2 forks. So you can, yeah. Then she's going to fill this first part with vegetables. Get all those veggies, Hannah, all those olives, all those bell peppers. When you bite it, you get everything.
And olives add such a nice, unique taste to anything. Well, I love olives. A lot of
you know
people
that olive is a fruit?
Oh man, that
fruit.
Feel shame because I don't class it with vegetables or something else.
A fruit, and it's a tree that lives thousands of years.
Wow.
And it can live without water. Yeah. And this originated from Italy and Spain. You know?
Right, so we don't move out a local one, we talk about olives.
Yes, we do. A little bit more.
And it's so simple. I mean, you put vegetables, but then when you put it together and you put the pita bread and everything, it just makes such a wonderful presentation. This is lettuce, it's carrots, tomatoes, things that we have. Right? So it's a full sandwich and it's healthier than a regular sandwich.
Yes,
what are some of the health?
If you notice, the mention of virgin olive oil that I use.
Instead of mayonnaise.
Yes, this oil is made out of pure olive. It's not mixed with saturated fat. So you get the real deal here when you use the olive oil, and it helps with high blood pressure, and it also helps with weight loss.
Yeah.
Right? And then if you notice, I use balsamic vinegar. I'm sorry, apple cider vinegar.
Apple cider, yes, and sugar.
Apple cider vinegar is a vinegar that helps cut the fat in your body. And it's more healthier than using the regular vinegar that we will use to, what you say, Mommy will use to clean your chicken.
Right.
You know?
I hope I don't overdose on the apple cider.
And it's made from apples. Apples that's been fermented, and then it goes through a process to make the vinegar.
I'm smelling everything already.
Yes.
Let's finish this. Let's put this together.
We're going to take this other bread, butter part. That's the
You're smelling everything. The garlic, the vinaigrette, everything is just coming together, and it's a beautiful smell here in the studio.
What we would have done with this if we had the equipment, but what you have, if you're at home and you're doing this, you could get a nice kamal. Or you could,
and then you
nice toast oven, just heat it up a little bit so the butter and all that.
And you got a nice brown color after it's baked a little bit.
What Hannah is going to do, she's going to cut this in half for us. And with this sandwich, you can do some sweet potato fries or regular fries, or you could even have some fruit. Well, like I said, we're going to do a banana peanut shake, which will balance this sandwich off for us today. So
you know, when you eat like this, you're not hungry till evening. This whole 3 meals a day thing, not necessary because I know I'm hungry till this evening again.
And then Hannah is going to take the sandwich and she can put one half. If you want, you're going to share it with someone, you can cut it in 4.
Well, I don't know if I will share with the rest. So this looks like something that we could, because maybe people are not familiar with the pita bread. Can we use a regular tortilla? Would that work?
No, other side.
Oh, for the presentation and setup. That's a big difference that it makes.
And you can put a little bit of sweet potato fries or regular fries. But like I said, we're going to do a banana peanut shake, which will complement this sandwich.
Perfect. I was just asking if we can substitute the pita bread with tortilla.
Yes, you can.
And
yes, you definitely can.
Make like a quesadilla kind of thing. Mix, heat it up. All right, this is lovely. And here you have it, guys. We have our grilled pita bread sandwich. The grill part is in here. You all will grill it on your comal or in your little heater or what you have. And it smells so lovely. I'm really wondering if I have to share with the rest of the team. But let's do the smoothies, right?
So here we go. That's your pita bread, pita bread sandwich. Yeah. There you go.
So how have you enjoyed this experience teaching at Tubal in this particular department?
To be honest, it's very heartwarming for me. I am, despite the the Christianity part of it, I love it.
You love it.
Because it brings a peace of mind to me. It gives me a better vision to deal with my students, on a day-to-day basis. You have students who come to school, they come from far and they come with a lot of problems and stuff like that. So it helps me, to have that patience that I told you to deal with them. And it's a blessing. School is a blessing. And the staff is a blessing, and we work together, like Mr. Bailey says. It's a team. It's not only him, it's teamwork.
I love the atmosphere of the environment.
Yes.
The learning is not only getting in information, it's an environment that you create, right? So let me switch over so that the students can have access to the blender, and then you tell me about this smoothie.
Okay, what we have here, we have banana shake.
Right.
It's called a banana peanut shake, right? And like I said before, we have Mr. Reed and we have Miss Hannah Brown. And they're going to demonstrate for you guys how to make this delicious glass of banana peanut shake. What we have, if you notice, we have...
Turn a little bit so we can see
If you notice, we have the recipe on the board. So we're going to start off, Miss Hannah is going to add some cubes of ice into the blender.
That goes in first.
Yes.
So again, it's not super expensive. Your bananas, you have 2 to 4 dates. And I'm sure we could use, I know we're familiar with dates.
Dates, yeah.
Yes, but I mean, if you don't have dates, what else can you use?
You could use raisins or prunes.
Okay,
right?
raisins or prunes.
And then Hannah is going to add her bananas. This is 2 large bananas that's been cut.
Yeah.
And then she's going to add, and it's best for you to use frozen bananas. It gives a better texture. Yeah, and overripe bananas, right? And then Hannah is going to add her dates.
Yes, you could use prunes or
her dates.
But the dates are healthier, no?
Oh, yeah. And then she's going to add her milk. This is Lala milk. It's chilled Lala milk, and she's going to add that into the blender as well. And followed by her brown sugar. I prefer to use brown sugar. It's more healthier than the white, right?
If you don't have brown sugar, I guess you can use some syrup or honey.
You can use maple syrup or
local
syrup or local honey. Right? Then she's going to add her peanuts.
And I said the skin, the little red skin part
of
the
healthy for you. That's why, yes.
I noticed, oh yes, we get the little red
with,
skin. Most people peel everything off, man. They peel
the sausage and your fiber. Yes. Okay, and then Miss Hannah is going to seal this blender, and she's going to blend this nice banana shake for us.
These are things that we know. It's just for us to develop the practice of doing it more regularly. First thing in the morning, you're gonna need pura bun, you're gonna need your Johnny cake. These are things that we about.
And then Hannah can go ahead and blend her shake.
Right.
Yeah. And there you go.
I know the glasses are prepared already.
This recipe that we are using is for 1 glass of banana shake. And then we're going to let Hannah decor this glass with a nicely fresh piece of pineapple. Very refreshing. So you can put a piece of wedge.
Well, I don't know if I'll do all the decor because I'll eat my decoration to save it. So
for your.
But that's such an interesting additional touch.
Yes, it is.
I love the little red in it, just the little speckles from the peanut skin. That looks so beautiful. Let's have the viewers have a look here.
And there you go. You have your banana peanut shake.
It's beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
You set this in front of me in the morning. Imagine one of the times your husband get up and be like, whoo, we have to renew our vows.
Yes.
So this has been a lovely walkthrough, Miss Danine, and I think it's one of the it's interesting, and I think it's a blessing to be able to work with students in this way, to get up every morning knowing that you're doing something meaningful, you're doing something that you enjoy, you're working with a small group of students. I'm sure you're looking forward to building that student enrollment. So I want to remind our viewers that what you just see is just a snippet of what happens here at Tubaltrian Vocational Institute, and this is the part I have been waiting for, because
I know, because I see your eyes glittering on it. And
they can't see the excitement, but I definitely want to be able to sample this before the rest of the team.
Yeah, the eyes eat before the mouth.
Yeah, so let me try this banana shake with peanut. Look at the colors. Right, so I'm taking this with me, and whatever is left in the blender, then the rest they can share. But this is amazing, and it's so simple, and I love the pineapple touch. The peanuts make such a difference. I'm not being excessive. I'm not exaggerating, but this is amazing, guys. And so if you don't want to use the skim milk, you can also use almond milk, or milk that you prefer.
Even the soy milk.
And I'm afraid to try the pita bread now, because I might really go off. So our viewers, we want to thank you for joining us. If you have questions for Ms. Nanine, if you're interested in enrolling in the program, leave a comment. We have the number for you, 613-2245. And so you can get in touch with the secretary, and they'll further direct you to how to become a part of this great initiative. You know, this is not just another school. This is saving souls, preparing souls for living, right? So I want to thank Mr. Bailey for joining us this morning, and we want to thank him for doing his best every year to improve on the services. I want to thank our students for joining us, Ms. Hannah, JJ. I know you might have been a little bit nervous. We haven't heard from you, but maybe in another episode, we'll get to hear a little bit more about your experience working as a student here at Tubal. All right, so viewers, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. It has been a blessing once again, being your host for Defining Your Health. And so we'll see you next week, Tuesday, for another episode at 10 a.m. Thank you for joining us.